morning. Whoa. Good morning, folks. It is the last Friday of January 2026. And I'm telling you, we're going out with a bang. Yeah, we have a show today. Makers Movers podcast. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to share. Sharing is caring, folks, and it's free. You just got to go hit that, you subscribe, and do all that stuff. And today, what are we talking about today? Today, I'm a little excited. And I'll tell you about that here in just a few seconds. But today, we're talking about new season, same skill. And here's why you're ready for the new season that's coming up. Well, first, we got to address some stuff, folks. First up, how many's watching on the Rhinestone World channel? That's right. YouTube came through. We're back. We're back. We're able to, every day was a new issue, a new struggle with YouTube. And yesterday, something finally hit. And so we spent probably 10 hours yesterday going back and forth to get things squared away. And we regained the channel. We regained all of we think we have all the videos. We think everything was restored the way it was. For about 4 hours, 5 hours straight, my phone was alerting every 5 seconds with YouTube doing something. So as it looks like right now, everything's on there. So that changes up today's plan of work because, hey, I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area, and then your 5 things. Well, our 5 things is go download all our videos. So that way we have those. So, we have those and we have not physical, but we have digital copies of those on places besides YouTube. So super excited about that. All the buttons are working back on the Wizard. Training videos are back up there. Regular videos are back there. Everything is back up there. And the biggest thing I can say is thank you to those who were patient and waiting for us. And as much as I want to say F you to the people who wanted to, go right to everything else, I know the crew will take care of that for me. I know they'll post and say, hey, see, it was the 10th is when that happened. Wasn't even 3 weeks later, everything's back up and running. So, for a month. You had a YouTube membership, you should have got an email this morning, I think, that said that all that started back up. We'll continue. We're going to discuss how we're going to move forward with memberships. We said, we had until the 10th of February to figure that out. So I think we still might do webinars through a few parts of next month, and that, until we're set on the memberships to know what's there. But yeah, the ones that were, causing drama and really trying to start stuff. And it wasn't just our group. There's other groups. So, it was just like wild, like give us a chance for it. And all I kept thinking was, I hope you never have to go through anything like this where you have no control over it, no nothing. So to say a little tear came to my eye last night was fantastic. I was on a group call with a few other business owners, one of them being Matt, and he was just as ecstatic as I was because, we had to go through and we started going through his old accounts that might have been attached to it. And we found one that hit. And the worst thing is with YouTube, you get one shot a day. You submit the info, wait 24 hours, they reply. And we had one hit. And it was just so exciting. So everything will continue the way that it did. It was like I said, at the end of the day, when we look back in history, this is nothing more than the comma and the encyclopedia of YouTube story of the Rhinestone World story. So yeah, we move on, but some of those people showed their true colors. And hey, I'm not saying don't you feel stupid now, but remember the internet. If you post something on the internet, it's there forever. Doesn't matter if you delete it or not, it's there forever. So always be mindful, be grace. We had plans in place. We said we just needed time to figure it out. And I'm so glad that we didn't, start spending hours upon hours upon hours of redoing content and doing that until we knew for sure. And now here we are. So if anybody would like to go call out some people, I got your back. Jerry, good morning to you, you massively creative folks. Good morning to you too, Jerry. Jerry's got cinnamon tea, -8 outside. I've got Dunkin'. I've got Dunkin' coffee that I'm rocking this morning. Krista picked it up, and the Jaded Coffee Shop made that for us. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, -14. Hot tea in the cup, 5 things. 3D print, digitized, pressing hoodies, customer pickups, and quotes. Barb's got a busy day there. Steamy 12, right, Renee? It wasn't bad outside. I will say that water in the bottle, and kettle. What, Barb? Jerry, everybody's coming in here. Leisha, hello you. And I see Leisha posted on it. Yeah, I seen that. It was like, yeah, that's how when I started getting alerts, overnight that things were going and we started to get part of the channel back, we could start changing some of the stuff. So I said, I told the girls, I'm like, we're not going to update anything until in the morning because that way it gives it a chance for YouTube to reestablish everything that was there, take away the stuff that didn't need to be there, get it back to where it was, and then we, so today's project is to go through, get everything there for it. Which we also only have, a couple days left of the Wizard being at $29.99. You lock in at this price, that's the price you always pay for it. It does go up February 1st to $39.99. It stays that way through February, and March 1st, it goes to $49.99. And Wizard support, if you're not on the subscription service, ends. Still help with install, transferring license, but as far as anything else, got to be on the subscription. So remember that. Yeah, right. You were one of the first ones on it. You were actually, I think, the first one that said anything about it outside of the circle that knew. So we appreciate that. Really do appreciate it. Jeff, good morning to you. 10 degrees there in northern Kentucky, but feels like -2. So warm, right? After the couple of weeks we had. And there's some crazy storms that are coming, right? Bombs, cyclone bombs. It looks like everything's hitting to the east and south of us. So like I think Renee's under a storm warning, but we're not. So, not too far. Pasha, good morning. 16 there in the Ozarks. 5 things. Rhinestone Designs Time 3, Cut and Flock, Mock Up, Pepsi Stores, a Chipley store setup. I love Chipley. I wish they would. It'd be nice if they would give us a little kickback on the stuff. But I'm telling you, if you are in the team store market, or if you were anything, if you're building web stores, sales stores where they're selling apparel, it's definitely worth checking out Chipley. Jeff, morning at Barb Renee Jerry. When she wakes up, she was already there. 5 minute mani, 5 I thought 5 minute manicure. Mike, tell me more about that. 5 manicure, cleaning up lasers, continue 3D printing my wine rack. Ooh, wine rack. Client visit, mileage and bacon. Busy day, busy day. Alicia, hello to you. Jerry, we all see you, so I don't know what you're doing. Right? I'm telling you, right? I wanted to play music if the boys are back in town, but we'd get a copyright strike, and I don't want that on the first one. And I don't have the voice to sing for it at all. Right? Go tell your friends. Go tell your friends. Keith, good morning to you from the sunny Space Coast of Florida. Coffee in the cup. What kind of coffee this morning, Keith? Jerry, everybody's been here. 25 there in Hampton Roads, Virginia, right? Virginia. 65 chance of snow a day earlier. How you liking that snow? All right. You're right. I know. We see it. We're there. We're there. We did too because we knew on the 10th when it happened, and now that I have access back, I can see a lot more like boom, 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 boom. And so on the 10th, it happened. On um, the 11th is when YouTube acknowledged that it happened, and then it was just a process of starting recovery. And like I said, with YouTube, it wasn't like us carrying on a chat. We weren't, on a conversation here where there's no phone. It was sending an email, wait to hear back, and it was once a day, nothing on the weekends. So we were down 20 days, but we had 4 weekends in there, so 15 days, and it was try this. Okay, here's that. Finally popped off yesterday, and once they said you'll get it and everything will be here and reverted, I knew we'd have it. It was just a matter of time. Some people did not have that faith, and they had to get all up in a tizzy. So yeah, yeah, no webinars on YouTube, so we can replay on TV. Yeah, they should be there. Everything should be back up there. Or do you mean going forward, Keith? Let me know because it'll still be there. We just got to see how because what I think we can do is as the webinars are done, we'll be able to post them to the members only area, so you'll be able to see it there. Members only. You might even get a jacket. Right? The larger the companies, the less assistance. 100% agree with that. Yeah, signs that we are elite. I love that. Grace is rare in supply. I agree with that too, Jerry. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are we doing temperatures? Sound like I'm bragging. 57 there in Bermuda. Yeah, because it is. What am I going to look and see what it is here? Because it was a little chilly out, a little frosty out this morning. 6 feels like -4 is where we're at for it. Anna, good morning to you. Tim, good morning to you. 50 headed to 22 on Sunday, Chuck. Yeah, it does not look exciting at all, at all. I don't know, Jerry. Jerry, I think you're the only one that has issues. Really, really, I think you do. Because they're right. I can see them right here on the screen, too. I can see everything right there. So I don't know, Jerry. I guess I better get my 5 squared away, although I am a subscriber. If you're a subscriber, you still have 5 in there, and so if you're subscribed to 6, then you're good to go because you have the subscription. So there. Yes, if you canceled it, you can go ahead and renew it because that's the only way to get back into it. So you will need to do that. Sarah's checking in. Woohoo! Ooh, right? I know. I totally wanted to do it, and I can hear it in my head. So everybody play the song in your head because that's what I wanted to do. But there's only one of me. So the boy is back in town. The boy is back in town, right? Listen in the background. Winter storm watch and winter visit. And I don't. We don't. We don't. I don't. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, I don't see nothing. And even radar, nothing. Our daily, no. Like we maybe some snow late Sunday, but I mean we're headed to the 30s next week. It's gonna be shorts weather because we're gonna be a little above freezing this time next week. Ooh, baby, it's nice. I love to see it snow, but I don't like dealing with it at all. Let's see. This is what like I said, we gotta just weather the storm. It's part of being a business owner, right? 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 First time here, right? Yeah, where's she been hiding at? Where has she been hiding at? Good to see you, Renee. Let's see. Hello, crew. Claire, hello to you. Hi, Jerry from Claire. Hello, everyone. Where did I miss that one? That one just went there. Yes, we are. Yeah, TRW back in town. Uh, because they're not in the YouTube chat, they're chatting from another platform. You can see them on the screen. Right. Because remember, Jerry, I think, Jerry, I tell you this every time. We are one, two, three, four, five, now six platforms that we are broadcasting a bunch. So if you're not on the same platform, you won't see them on yours, but you will see them. It's either here or here, one of these sides. You'll see everything and be able to see who it is. 6 to 8 inches. Woo! That's some snow. That's some snow. 6 to 8 inches. It's even. And how long does it stick around for? Just a few days, right? So super excited about that. Super excited about that. It's going to be a great day. We're going to spend the day, probably by middle next week, we should have everything downloaded because, like I said, we can only do so much on how it is. And then we'll be good. So that's kind of the plan of attack. And then we'll figure out membership. Like I said, I think we'll still do the webinars for the next few of them. And then we'll get those on to the YouTube channel. So meeting with the team this morning to kind of go over stuff, but it looks like everything is back in business. So what do you say we get into today's topic? Because I don't know about you, but there is a certain kind of anxiety that seems to show up right before the busy season starts. And for us, we are planning when we're fully focused on the retail side of it right now is when we were planning stuff for spring sports. Like we've already got stuff in the works for softball and baseball because they want to have stuff ready to go when the season starts up there. It's not panic. It's not excitement that comes up. It's anxiety. It's that quiet, uneasy feeling of, what if I'm not ready for this, right? Orders are going to start trickling in again. The quotes and inquiries are going to start picking up. The messages are going to start hitting the inbox. After weeks of quietness, and instead of feeling confident, a lot of makers they immediately start questioning themselves. You wonder if you forgot something. If you're out of practice, if you remember what you're doing, if last busy season was just a fluke. And what makes this confusing is that there's nothing wrong, right? Business is just moving in the direction that you wanted, but your nervous system hasn't caught up to it yet. And so we're going to talk about, not how to prepare harder or not how to reinvent yourself, but really how to recognize that you already have what this season is going to ask of you, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. All right. So, number one, a new season does not mean that you need new skills. Uh, I think one of the first thoughts that many makers have when things start to pick back up is they need to get ready again. We need new systems, we need new tools, we need new equipment, we need new materials, we need new products, we need new workflows, we need something to prove that this time will be better or different than the last time. But in all honesty, most busy seasons they don't demand new skills. They just demand you to reuse the skills that you already have. The same abilities that carried you through last season are the ones that will carry you through this one, the next one, and the one after that. Taking orders, communicating timelines, prioritizing tasks, solving small problems as they arise. None of that, just appeared just because things, slow down for a little bit. The discomfort that you feel, it is not a signal that you're unprepared by any means. It's just often, just that transition from, quiet to back in motion. So, some examples of this is a maker assumes that they need to overhaul everything before accepting new orders because it's been too quiet for too long. Another one, recognize that last season's skills, they still apply and they focus on easing back into rhythm instead of trying to rebuild stuff from scratch they don't need to. So for this, let's just write down 3 of your core skills that you used successfully and remind yourself that they don't expire. You still know those. You still have them use it. Number 2, feeling rusty. That's just a part of reentry, right? It's not any kind of warning sign. The beginning of a new season does often feel awkward, right? You second guess quotes. You hesitate to respond, for inquiries that are coming in. You feel slower than you remember being, and it is easy to mistake that slowness for just lack of being ready. But it's rust, and rust is normal. It shows up at any time you return to something after any type of pause. Even if you're good at it. You know, readiness. It doesn't arrive as confidence. It usually comes as clumsiness at first, and then yeah, that's how we do it. That familiarity, yeah, that familiar feeling and flow. Yeah, then familiar feeling. It usually comes to clumsiness, and then you figure it out. How's that? You're feeling better, right? You're more familiar with it. Maybe that's what I needed to say. Expecting yourself just to feel sharp right out of the gate, dude, that just adds some crazy unnecessary pressure to you. That's all. So, some examples of this, is um, a maker worries that they're off their game, because early decisions, they feel slower, and more deliberate than before. Another maker give another maker gives himself space to warm back up, knowing that rhythm comes from repetition, not urgency. What do I get over here? Words are really hard for today. Really, really hard for today. Because, so action step for this is just give yourself permission to treat the first week of of the increased crazy activity just as a warm up, not as like, oh my god, that business is falling apart. You just got these things to do for it, right? Now, number 3, you have already proven to yourself, your business, and everyone else that you can handle pressure. When business picks up, what happens with anxiety? I don't know about yours, but mine always focus on what's going to go wrong, right? What if orders pile up? What if something breaks? What if a customer's unhappy? You know, what gets forgotten in this crazy spiral? You've already handled all this before. You've dealt with the late nights. You've dealt with the unexpected problems. And you've dealt with the moments where everything just feels stacked against you. And what did you do? You know, you made decisions under stress. You figured things out as you went. You got shit done, right? Those experiences do not disappear just because the calendar flipped to a new season. So, some examples of this is a maker, fixated, yeah, fixated on potential problems without acknowledging how many problems that they've already solved in the past. Another maker just remembers that pressure did not break them last time, and it revealed their true capability. So, for this action step, what are we going to do? Let's just write down one high pressure situation where that you navigated last season and what it proves about your ability to handle what's going to be coming down the road. All right. Before we get into 4 or 5, let's check back in and see how things are going here. Let's see. I think the snow we're getting is going to be lake effect. Oh, the lake effect snow's the best, right? And Jeff says their foot of snow won't leave. I tell it to go home. And it's like, I don't like it's home. It's hard to do. Linda, thanks for checking in. Lexi, February is a short month. It's a try before you buy kind of thing. I think the free classes will just show people paying is worth it. I know it's worth it. It's not a position just yet. Get in there. Lexi, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. Nope, I am anxiety now because the orders are not coming in like I would like. When they start coming in, the excitement kicks in. Sarah, we go through this every year with you, right? Like, and I don't say that in like a demeaning way or that. It's like, what do we have? We have a set of problems that arise, and we fix those, and everything goes smoothly. And we know that next year a new set of problems is going to come up. We've done this how many years now, Sarah? 7, 8 years. Where all right, it's time for Sarah's freak out. All right, let's work through that. Now we'll be prepared for it next year. And we just sometimes you just need me to, in our one-on-one calls to be like, you got this. I know you do. Look around what you have. Look around, look around. Just saying, I know you got this, Sarah. Good morning, Janessa. How are you doing? You always, you don't trust me. You mostly trying to understand because it's in all the places, Jerry. Tell you every day. Sometimes it's like telling my kids, do your homework, do your home, do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. Pay attention to me. Read the instructions. Why am I doing this for you? No, Jerry. We're just in broadcasting in multiple places, so depending on which feed you get on, you only see it there, but you can see all the comments over there for it. Quiet bunch. No, they're all over there. You're just on that other one, Jerry, and you're on the vertical one. While everyone, most everybody else is on this one, Jerry's on this one. I can see by the little icon that's next to her name for it. Wording is hard. I need that on a shirt. Wording is hard today. That's what I need. Use downtime to streamline functions and work on designs. Use the time to get other pesky tasks done before you don't have time to think. Love it, love it, love it. Um, I appreciate your efforts and belief in me, but it still doesn't change how much I hate this time. I know, I know. If only you would get on a plane, B.A. Baracus, and then you could go enjoy some warm weather, which would definitely cheer you up and you come back refreshed. Just saying. Saying, yes, Russeline, yes, we MFing did. We got it back. We got it back. Double yes, we MFing did. They're they're coming up slowly. Like all the wizard buttons, I think are working now. Transfer that. I think everything is slowly back there. So I haven't gotten any alerts for a while. I think it's all good, and that's what we're going to go back through today. Get it there, or I can just move to warm climate and call it good. Absolutely, but then you're starting over from scratch. You're starting the business over from scratch. I'm just saying, right? Yeah, yeah, right, right. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning to you, Erica. Good morning. All right. So, numero 4. You know, this season, it is just a continuation of what you've been doing, not a reset, right? It is tempting to treat every new year like some sort of clean slate, right? To assume that because things slowed down, everything resets to zero. But what happens when you do that? Well, that mindset erases growth that actually still exists, even if right now it's invisible. Systems you refined, boundaries you learned, shortcuts you discovered. Those things, don't vanish during downtime. You are not starting over. You're just picking things back up. On that perspective alone, that can remove a lot of unnecessary pressure. And, some examples of it is a maker feels like they need to get everything perfect again before saying yes to new work. Another maker just builds on what they already worked and instead of trying to reinvent their entire process. So for this one, we just need to identify one system or habit from last year that you will intentionally reuse instead of replacing. All right. Now, number 5, confidence comes from movement, not certainty. You know, a lot of makers will wait until they feel ready before they act. They want confidence first. They want certainty first. They want a sense that, they've got everything handled before responding, commenting, committing, quoting, or saying yes. But I'm here to tell you that confidence almost always comes after movement. It shows up, once you're back into doing it. Once that rhythm returns, once you've handled a few orders and remember just how effing capable you are. You do not need to feel ready to be ready. Let me say that again. You do not need to feel ready to be ready. All right. So Some examples of this, a maker delays responding to inquiries because they don't feel confident yet. Another maker responds anyway and finds confidence returning through action. So for this one, commit to taking the next step, responding, quoting, starting, and do that without waiting to feel like you're fully prepared for it. Now, to recap all of this, as we're starting this, new year, new season's coming up, it is very easy to assume that you need to become someone different to handle it all. You do not. All right. Why? Well, because these are things you already know how to do. You already know how to use the skills that you've built, how to warm back up after a pause, how to handle pressure when it shows up, how to build on what already works, and how to let confidence return through action. You are not behind. You are not starting over. You're coming right back into something familiar, even if it might take a little while for that moment to feel that way again. And you know what? That's okay. I have faith in you. You will get this done. You'll pick up right where you left off. And this year will be bigger and better and stronger and everything than last year. Now, that is what we have for you today. Monday, is Monday Groundhog's Day? Yes, Monday's Groundhog's Day. So by this time, I think we'll know if Punxsutawney saw a shadow. I'm guessing he will, right? Sees the shadow. We're gonna have 6 more weeks of winter. I feel it. But we're going to talk about why spring is prime time for new customers and why February decides who gets them. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. Now, Tuesday show, not sure what we're doing. I think Corey's going to pick out some designs. Pay attention early. If you are on our newsletter email list, if you did not get an email yesterday, because everything with YouTube, we kind of put some stuff on hold and we got there. Keep an eye on that because Bling Anything in 6-inch rolls and 12-inch rolls is going to be back in stock. So that's kind of cool. And then we also have, I'm going to put something up on 24-inch flock. So I did place the order for 24-inch flock. We're going to have limited quantities of it. It's going to be sold in set lengths. So, it'll probably be, like a 10 or 20. Once it is, we'll know how that's coming in. I believe that'll be in March. So it's about 6 to 8 weeks to produce everything. So we're in, basically in February. So all of February. All right. So sometime in March, I think, is when it'll come there. So that's something. I know we had people asking about that. So when we placed an order, I said, all right, we'll get some of it to try it out. So exciting on that. Yeah, it's a glorious, great day. Thank you to those who have supported us and stuck through this and knew, that it wasn't anything we did and, we're going to get through it and work through it and all that. Go call out the haters. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, the first thing I did was go into the program and tested the help video showed up, and sure enough, right? That's our things too, as they started coming up there for it. Because I don't think people realize, like, just getting the content up on the site, if we all the videos that we had, putting them on, our um, the makers and movers channel, this one didn't really help because now we would still have to take all of the links for that and we have to go through and every link that we have adjusted to go from there. So it was going to be quite the process, especially when we could only do 75 videos a day. Now you don't have to worry about that. Everything's back to normal. So pretty excited about that. And some of the Divine says it's too cold there in South Florida. They're losing their minds. 30 degrees. I bet. I was talking to somebody last night. They're like, we're not going outside. We are not going outside ever, ever, ever. There is references in us again. No, I remember I was in a lot of these same positions before for it. Well, Sheena, thanks for stopping in. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tuesday with Todd is on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. And Pilar does some Hall of Fame training on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we try and be in here. And yeah, I can't wait for the 24-inch flock. Now I need a big cutting mat. We have those too. We have the 24 by 12-inch cutting mats. But what cutter do you have? Which one are you have the Cameo? No. You got a you got the Romeo, right? So that's 24. I think didn't they have? I don't remember what was inside that, but we got the cutting mat. I need to get on that 24-inch flock. It should save me from running out so fast, right? So that'll be coming in. Look for it. My birthday, my sister's birthday is on Groundhog Day. I asked her if she sees her shadow. Oh, Alan, that is awesome. Did you see your shadow? That's awesome. Well, hello to the future of being Saturday at 2:01, which reminds me, not Saturday, I don't know why. I was just thinking Australia. Australia made me think of the Olympics. The Olympics start next weekend, right? We got a big weekend. We got, Hudson's pumped because it's Royal Rumble weekend. We got this weekend, next weekend, Super Bowl weekend, and Olympic weekend. I'm a sucker for curling, so I will be up at wee hours of weird times to be watching curling. I love having it on just in the background. I don't know why I get sucked into it. It's my thing. Yeah, Romeo. Yeah, did it have there? Yes, if you were in a membership level. So if you were little league, minor league, major league, all-star Hall of Fame, whatever one that you were in, if you paused or canceled your membership, you will need to reestablish it. If you did not do anything because YouTube paused it for you, it restarted this morning. I got the email from them that said it was restarted. So you should be good to go. And if that didn't come with a 24-inch, did not come with a 24-inch, let me know. I thought it did, but we got a 24-inch mat. Just saying. Same. Okay. We're gonna wrap things up. Mentorship community, your guys' call starts in 26 minutes. So I'll get over there and get that one set up for it. We got a busy day. So I said I'll be in and out of that call as we're working on other things in the other tabs as we get ready for that. So pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. And we'll get things excited and ready to go. So until next time, you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on, and we'll